Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bristol Motor Speedway, the last great Coliseum for the Scott's Turf Builder 300. This is the fourth race of Bubbles Cup Championship, and big news again going into this weekend. The ban on IndyCar drivers has been lifted, and so the point standings are once again representative of the true fight for the championship and a trophy. So this leaves the points as you see them here, with Karinga still the championship leader and Spring making a big jump after a third place finish at Las Vegas. Brian is the next closest driver now and third in the standings, and the top three have a big gap back to the rest of the field. So this is shaping up to be a monumental championship battle between the top three. And I am your host, Agent JF, and I am joined today by the man himself, Fearless. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great.
Wonderful. How do you think the racing is going to be here at Bristol, and who do you have your eye on?
It's short track racing, so you expect things to get like single out, being single file, like just strung out racing, all that stuff. Pit strategy is going to be a big play. I think they're doing that this race. But I'd keep your eye on, I'd say, Ford and Kimi this race, because they're really good at these tracks.
Absolutely. And then also with us here today is going to be Dim. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
Pretty fantastic. I'm pretty pumped for a night race here at Bristol under the lights. It's going to be rough. Dim, you have a lot of experience with some of this late night short track racing. What do you expect to see tonight?
I expect to see a lot of beating and banging. This is going to be a great race. Definitely single filed out, like Fearless said. But, once someone catches another car, the battles are going to be great. It's going to be, somewhat easy to catch, but hard to pass. That's Bristol for you. So some people might get the bumper this night.
Absolutely. It is going to be a joy to see how these drivers try to maneuver around one another and pass each other on this 1 mile high bank short track. As we are under pacing now. And so a quick run over the strategy. It is a 300 lap race. There's two main strategies. You could either do 5 pit stops with 50 lap runs each. That's a bit of a safer strategy. You do an extra pit stop. Or if you can make the tires last 60 laps, you could get away with 4 stops. However, you are at extreme risk of blowing a tire when it comes to the end of the race. So with that, we are about set to get the green flag here in a moment as we get word from race officials that it will be green next time. Quickly, the qualifying order. It was Karinga on pole with a pretty quick lap. Times were very close here, as we do see green this time by the race official. Just behind him was Ford, then Nico, who is very strong in practice. He qualifies P3, and then Kimi in P4. So this is shaping up to be quite the race. As we get ready to take the green flag here. Through turn 4, and green flag is out here at Bristol for the Scott's Turf Builder 300. And it's a quick lap here at Bristol. We're already done with lap 1. Karinga still leads up front.
Yeah, it's Karinga in the lead, Ford on the inside of Nico there. Angie, you can keep updating this thing real quick.
Absolutely. Ford looking back. He's going to make the pass on Nico, and now Kimi's going to try to follow him through. As they are side by side going into turn 1, it's Kimi on the inside, and we're seeing quickly on these restarts, it looks like the inside is going to be the place to be. Although Nico is staying there side by side into turn 3. Kimi's washing a little bit wide. I think he's going to get him on the exit. Yes, Kimi takes away P3 from Nico.
Yeah, and Spring hits the wall actually behind them in 6th place, it looks like. Carter's going to get to the inside, so this is going to be critical right here. This is critical for Spring in the points. I would assume as Bubbles now getting to the inside, it looks like he's going to start fading because he's struggling right now, trying to run the outside lane. The things are already started to get singled out. As now Discharge is on the inside of Spring. Spring is going to get just dropping like a rock. He's really, this is tragic for him right now.
This is definitely not ideal for Spring. We just talked about his P3 finish at Las Vegas. They put him up to second in the points. He's chasing down Karinga. And this is not helping him because as he's sitting back here, Karinga is leading laps, getting the early laps-led points to try to pull away in the championship.
Yeah, this is critical right here. I mean, Karinga's going to probably, yeah, he already has that lap-led point. That's only 5 points right there. And he's probably going to lead the majority of the laps because you can tell that he's probably, if not the fastest car, because he's probably actually, in fact, right there with Ford. He's like at the same pace. Actually, now that I'm saying that, Ford's going to probably look to the inside and 1 and 2 for the lead. So keep your eye on that. There's probably going to be a battle for the lead here in the coming laps.
They are 3 wide in the back here, coming up to Brian into the wall. That 5 car, pretty heavy hit.
Yeah, that is unfortunate for Brian there. He's going to have to just settle down and regroup because he's in last place. You really don't want to see that out of one of the guys that are looking to maybe get a good point stay here after the unfortunate events that happened for him last week at Las Vegas, getting caught up in that crash.
They're going to bring the attention back up front. It looks like the top 3 have pulled away a little bit as the top 2 both hit the wall. There's a pretty good gap back to Nico in the 4th place. And then there's another gap back to Carter in that number 36 machine back in 5th. So it's about a second and a half between 3rd and 4th, and then 4th and 5th, and then there's the rest of the pack behind. But here comes Ford. Ford was giving a dummy to the inside. We're about to have a good battle for the lead here. Just 11 laps into the race.
Probably not for long though, because Kimmy's right on Ford. Kimmy might bump him out of the way here off 2. Ford go to the inside. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to get the power down earlier, but he dives it down. Better arc. Let's see if he can try something forward and see if he can get up there. But the 3 of them, as you mentioned, it's just a 3-car battle for the lead, and then there's just Captain Nico or Captain Carter, and then everyone else in there. What happened to Shake? Oh my God, there's a crash in the back. Shake, I think, just disconnected.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened there.
Maybe he froze coming into 2, but he hit that wall right down to the traffic, but thankfully he jumped out of his vehicle.
Yeah, that's lucky break for everyone that was behind him there. He jumped out of his car, fortunately enough, so he's going to be able to probably respawn and just get back on the track once he feels like his internet's settled. But it looks like the positions have still stagnated, as there's actually now side by side between Prime and Spring. Yeah, Spring is still in the back of the pack. I don't think he's having a really good race right now. Really needs to pick up the pace if he wants to contend for the championship.
Definitely. He's back here with Brian. That's I believe that's 2nd and 3rd in the championship right there, fighting for the scraps here at the back end of the field. And as we said on the end of lap 1, it's a short lap, and they will be under threat of going a lap down if they keep this kind of pace up for green flag stints.
Oh, and I would like to mention your points leader. I think that is Karinga, who is the points leader. I'm not too sure who's the points leader. I can look at the points. He is the points leader.
Yes.
All right, he is in the lead right now. So if the positions stand, he's going to have a big lead on the rest of the field in terms of points. Because really, his 2 contenders are the 2 last cars on the lead lap now. As Prime, I think, just had a big moment there. He was in the wall, and he's dropped out all the way down to back there, right ahead of Ollie there. But, you know, last car in the lead lap because that incident that Ollie was in.
We keep an eye on your top 3, and Ford actually hit the wall there. And when he's spinning through turn 1.
Oh my, what happened to Ford? He spun out.
He saves it somehow, and Nico's going to pass him. Or it looked like he's going to.
I think Jimmy had to lift, too, so there goes all, yeah, now Karinga's completely checked out because of that rare mistake from Ford.
I think he
definitely
just
don't want to
the
do
wall.
that under Ford. I would like to mention, too, Ford has told me that this is his home race. So that is not what you want to do if you're Ford right there, to make a mistake like that just early on too.
I think we got some word from race control when that 11 jumped out of his car and respawned to get going after maybe a lag spike of some sort. Race control said it counts as a reset, so I think he's on his last vehicle here.
Oh wow, I did not expect that call from race control, but that's, if he makes another mistake like that, that's just it. That's his race already. That's very unfortunate for him.
It is. I want to focus the battle for P3 here. That's Ford on the inside of Nico. They've been side by side ever since Ford had that big save, and that's allowed Carter in the number 36 machine to catch back up. As Carter's going to the inside of Nico, a big battle for the top 3 right here.
It looks like Ford managed to get the position. He's probably going to start pulling away since he was up there for the lead and then that mistake happened. But a good battle we got here between the 3 of them so far. As Carter, I think, tried to make the slide job work on a short track, and it did not work. Nico got position back, and Ford hit the wall up before. Nico's right on his back bumper all of a sudden.
Bubble to the inside of Aiden, going for position here. No, excuse me, getting no, this works.
And that's for 7th place. Bubble in the 48 on the bottom. Aiden still on the top in the number 6 machine. Aiden was just one of 4 cars that actually finished the race at Las Vegas. And we saw him try a pretty wild strategy there at Las Vegas. I wonder if we'll see something similar from that 6 crew tonight.
Actually, I would like to know right now is that I think 7th on back is dangerously close to getting lapped already. Like, already has like 3/4 of a lap on the last car. That's prime right there on the lead lap. Is like, we're gonna have lap traffic soon, probably like 10 to 15 laps, I would assume. But still side by side for position between Bubble and Aiden.
That's allowed Brian to catch up, as there's about to be 3 cars battling for 7th place, and it can be a bit of a dogfight back in the pack. You're kind of stuck around a lot of cars. You don't have anywhere to go, and that's going to add to their troubles if we stay green and Karinga is still setting quick laps. He's going to look to lap these cars, put them a lap down, and that'll kind of protect him in case there's any kind of caution or something. He would get a free pit stop.
Oh yeah, that's going to be very helpful.
Aiden missed the corner. And there's
another
big
3
contact.
wide now. Here comes Brian all of a sudden. Brian's going to be on the inside of Bubble because of that mistake. He tried to send it in again on Bubble. Brian with the slide job, and it worked, I think, but Bubble got back to the inside. Oh, Aiden bumps Bubble up the racetrack. It's not going to work. There comes Bubble. He's gone.
4 spots now.
Yeah, it's a dogfight for positions back there, really. Aiden's being really aggressive with his race car early on. I mean, we just passed the 10th way mark, and he's already bumping people out of the way.
Yeah, but I can tell Bubble's not very happy with that. The body language of the car, he was shaking back and forth on the front straightaway. So Bubble will not be very happy with Aiden, and if he gets back up there, I wouldn't be surprised if he starts to use that chrome horn.
Yeah, and rightfully slow. I mean, you wouldn't expect a guy that's like on 4th in points probably now, who's still trying to compete, there, just with lap 30 in the race, just bumping people out of the way. Out of 300 laps, it's a long one here.
Here it comes.
I'm ready to see what Bubble's about to do here. It's right on the back bumper of Aiden. Could go on the inside.
That high arc into the corner gets under him.
Oh, Aiden's in the wall again.
Bo's gonna try that same move again here, trying to get to his inside.
I think Aiden's gonna get a run. Oh, he's there. Never mind. He's there. That's for position right there. Oh, I think Aiden has him up. Yeah, he does. Good defense from Aiden. Karinga is really, really close to lapping Brian now. Look how close he is. Yeah, he's going to have some lap traffic to deal with. I want to see how he's going to be able to get through these guys.
Yeah, Karinga really stepped up the lap times here later in this stint. He could be taking care of his tires a little bit better than the cars behind. And so he's pulled quite a ways away from Kimi. And now he's looking at the back of one of his championship
Aiden
rivals.
contacted the wall there. Sorry for interrupting, but checked up Bubble. Spring got by. And now they're 3 wide in the back here.
And Ollie lifts because he's a lap car. Oh yeah, Karinga has lapped Brian, by the way. Brian is now a lap down. But Bubble has been struggling so far, not being able to get around these guys and pull away.
Just can't get in the groove, it seems like, every time he might be starting to find something. Maybe there's just someone in front of him, or he makes contact, someone bumps him. But you can't be fighting like this with the leader coming right behind you.
Yeah, he's got to really start running for his life, because Karinga's only like a turn behind now. Oh, Brian's in the pits. Brian's in the pits, by the way. Brian in pit road.
That's quite a bit earlier than we expected to see them come in. We would expect to see them around lap 50 for that 5-stop strategy. So Brian in the 5 car coming in really early here. We will see how the strategy plays out as the battle rages on between Bubble and Aiden. I think that's still for 7th or 8th. That's for 8th.
Yeah, they're still going at it. I mean, Spring's checked out now because Aiden and Bubble have been battling that hard. Yeah, Brian comes out on pit road behind Discharge. So he's probably going to be multiple laps down now.
He is, I believe he's
think
now
Ringo's
2 laps
still
down.
closing in. Oh, note the gap. I think Kimi's starting to close back in on Karinga. Karinga might be starting to make some mistakes right now. But there is a battle for second. Ford has closed in on Kimi. Looks like Ford is hitting the apex better. He's getting better runs off the corner. He's going to be there in a few laps. Try to take second away.
And look, yeah,
look at that.
Right on the bottom. Very impressive
Yeah,
from the 12 car. The rotation in the middle of the corner is spot on, just
look at
nipping that yellow
It's-
line.
That's some excellent lines there, especially with the tire wear that they've experienced so far.
And you said it, Ford, this is his home race. He's looking to impress, and now it's to the inside of the 21 car looking for second.
And he's got it. Kimi backs out. He's just going to let him by. Now Ford's going to try to go for the lead. As Kimi gives him a little bit of a push. Since Ford got a little bit of a weak exit, but Ford's going to probably start pulling away now, trying to go for the lead on Karinga within probably 15 laps if Karinga keeps up his pace and also lap traffic.
Yeah, Kimi's going to try to stay with him, and there might be a little history here. Remember, Ford and Kimi fought for the win at Auto Club, and Ford actually got a penalty for the turn 3 and 4
Oh, yeah, that
move.
is right.
So there is some history between these two drivers over on the IndyCar side of things. Now they're racing for second here on NASCAR.
Yeah, is absolutely correct. As Ford's now closing the gap now. It's 2.6 seconds now between Karinga and Ford. That is the gap for the lead. As Karinga is now right on that main pack of cars that are just now about to get lapped. With Ollie who's already a lap down, being the first car.
It's now lap 50. I would not be surprised if we see some cars starting to think about pit stops here as Karinga makes contact with Ollie. He's going to be stuck behind this pack, and I think just in time, Bubble was able to finally clear Aiden, and he's going to try to pull away.
There was actually, Aiden had some contact there with the wall, real slow. Bubble was able to get by, and we also saw Prime with the wall there. He's getting lapped right now. Bumper goes to the 11 car. Karinga told him to move out of the way.
And Karinga did move him out of the way, and now he's got him. He's going to get the position on Prime here off of 2. So Prime will now be lapped. The key player here at Bristol is the lap traffic. See how Karinga can handle it and see if Ford can handle it.
Absolutely. You see in your background, Kimi is staying right on the back of Ford, so they're going to try to work together to catch up to Karinga while he's dealing with this lap traffic. Now side by side with Aiden, as he looks to put that car a lap down, and he will do so. Although Aiden's coming back on the outside, he's fighting for
Aiden
that
got
position.
the exit right there. He's clear of Karinga. But Karinga's going to try the inside again. I don't think he has him off of 2 either. Aiden's getting really good exits.
Yep, Aiden's racing him hard, but he's racing him clean. There was no contact there earlier. There's still no contact between them, so Aiden giving Karinga a run for his money, trying to stay on the lead lap as we hit lap 55, and I think it's safe to say everyone will be looking to be on the 4-stop strategy, except for Brian, who is already a lap down.
Bubbles is made the decision. He's going to come in pits, and here
And
comes Karinga with him.
Yep.
That's number 1 in pits. Here we go.
And
Prime is in the
Prime
wall.
gets put in the wall. I think that was by Karinga. They're struggling to get it into the pits cleanly. As we're watching the number 66 machine, he misses his stall a little bit. Oh, and he had a problem with his pit stall. That terrible pit stop for Karinga.
Yeah, he's going to lose the lead for sure. Probably all his track position that he had on the track is gone now. As here comes Ford on pit road. And Bubble makes a mistake. He hits the pit wall there, too.
It's so dark down there, you can't see the wall sticking out.
And Prime does the same thing.
And Prime hits it, too.
Oh my goodness. Speaking about the track is always lit, clearly not down there.
Super sneaky. As Ford's coming out of pits now, let's see the gap. Yeah, he's gone. He is completely...
Kimmy had a tire down, it looks like. What was that smoke coming out?
Does Kimmy have a tire down?
Well, he was in the pits, but there was smoke coming out of the rear end of his car.
That sounds like he would have had a
He's fine.
Yeah.
probably a right
Probably
rear
blew a
down, so
tire
he was trying to
entering
stretch.
pit road. But if
We're going to see where he comes out
Kimmy's
relative to
here-
Ford here. I think Ford's going to get the position over Kimmy.
But yeah, Karinga with a big mistake on pit road has lost all his time, and Ford is now completely gone. He's catched out. He's just out there now. He's chilling. He's past the lap traffic too.
Yep, and we missed a few pit stops in there, but I believe Carter and Nico have also made their pit stops as Ollie gets rear end damage. He smacks the wall
what
so
happened?
hard. He just hit the wall really hard, and now he's in front of Karinga. Karinga's not very happy.
Oh, he just
he puts
put-
in the
oh,
wall.
and
That's got to be a
damage on
caution.
Ollie.
Back into
Yeah, it's gonna be yellow.
Caution is out. Is that his day? I think he's done now.
I think so. If that
would be
reset
the
really did
assumption
count.
since Ollie that was a reset for Ollie. That lag spike.
Yeah, he says the lag spike, but really what I saw was Karinga just completely wall him and pushed him up into prime, and that
Whoa.
caused a big collision. As there's calamities trying to start pacing here.
Oh, race control said he's on his last car now. So I don't know what that was.
So I suppose race control might have reversed their decision earlier about that first reset counting. So that was his reset. He now is on his last car.
If you ask me, that caution was a huge break for Karinga. Karinga botched those first green flag pit stops. And hopefully he's
Definitely.
learned what not to do there. So he can contend for the win and not do that again. But I mean, since people pit, like just then, I don't know if we're going to see people come in pit road or not. We'll see.
I'm not sure. I kind of would expect to see maybe Kimmy stay out. He was the last one out of the pits, I think, as Carter and Nico both pit a little bit earlier along with Ford. So I think Kimmy was trying to make the 4-stop strategy work, but he blew a tire, had to come in early. So, but now with this caution, actually, we're now on lap 62. It's every lap we run under caution, that 4-stop strategy becomes a little bit more viable.
Oh, yeah.
As pits are open and we look to see who's going to come down, it's going to be just about
Entire
everybody.
field, it looks like, yeah. People are going to have trouble finding boxes here.
Ford is in the stall cleanly, so is Karinga. Aiden and Ollie are getting together.
Okay. Told you that was going to happen.
The 12 car on pit lane from the lead. We're going to see where he comes out relative to Carter and Kimmy. He leads both of them, and Nico files back into fourth. There's a crazy race off pit road further back, and Brian got put into the wall.
Yeah, they got to watch out for that.
Yeah, you gotta be careful about that wall there on the inside. It's been like 5 people who have hit it now.
Brian does get his spot back in front of Karinga. So Brian won that race off of pit road, gained some spots, is now ahead of Karinga, who I think might have had some problems getting into his stall once again.
Karinga needs to clean that up.
Full field here at Bristol with only 16 stops on the front stretch. That would be a crazy pit road. 15 cars with 16 boxes, pretty much every stall taken up. But even as we see with 12 cars, there was still calamity on pit road. Race control has said green this time.
All right, off of turn 4 on the restart zone, and we're green here at Bristol. Looks like we've got Carter's in the wall already. That's a mistake you don't want to make on the restarts here.
That's right, because it is a hornet's nest if you get put back in the pack, and that's what Carter's about to be in as
Karinga
Brian
just bumped
sliding.
Brian, and Brian has spin physics, and Carter's in the wall. They're being wide back there. What has Karinga just started? He's up to 4th, though, looking for 3rd now on Nico. As Ollie, I think, is still struggling with the car.
Karinga just maybe being a little too aggressive.
Yeah, Karinga's being really aggressive right now. He's up to 3rd. He's going to probably bump Kimmy into 1 and 2.
Yep, and Carter's trying to do the same stuff further back to get those spots back. He is on the inside of 3 wide there for a second. We're going to see what he's doing now. Yep, he's going to look to the inside of Spring to take that spot as Carter trying to get clear of this massive pack for about 5th
He's got it.
through 11th, I believe.
Yeah, he's got him. His Bubble's now going to try to sneak through. Bubble can't sneak through here. I don't know when he will.
Is a good position for Bubble. He just needs to hold it on the bottom. He's up a little bit wide on the exit, but he does get the spot over Spring. So Bubble's going to try to clear himself out front of the Bane pack now. As up front, Karinga actually got past Kimmy. We didn't see that pass, but Kimmy's still right there on him as there's a caution, and that's for Ollie.
Yeah, it's Ollie's race right there. I think he lagged again.
And I think that's his
Unfortunate.
3rd lag problem today, and this
Yeah.
one will be his last lag problem today, as he will be out of the race.
Unfortunate that the cautions have been from someone lagging. Would be nice to see some green flag stops, but this back to full field give me some action stuff.
As pit stops are now underway under caution, and Karinga is staying out. I think just about the rest of the field is coming in. Bubble and Brian are also staying out. So the battle on pit road will be for 4th, as we see Ford with a clean entry into his stop. Same for Nico and Spring ahead of him.
If I was someone back there in that hornet's nest between 4th
All right,
and
be right
8th
back,
was,
guys.
I would have definitely stayed out there. I want to be out of that mess.
I definitely agree. I think that was a smart choice from Bubble and Brian, who
Yeah.
are further back. As the race off pit road will go to Ford, so he will restart 4th. Then it's Kimmy, Carter, and then Nico. And then behind them, it's the rest of the field as they're going to catch up here, so we can see hopefully green next time by. And there it is. It'll be green this time. We're going to see the green flag and complete lap 72 and start lap 73. The top 3 stayed out after a short green flag stint. And the rest of the pack will be on fresh tires as green flag is back out here on the restart. And Bubble is right on the back of Karinga here for the lead at Bristol.
filed out really quick here. Here's Carter diving to the inside. Kimmy in 4, trying to get that pass made.
Karinga with an interesting line up front. He's using the apron a lot. Bubbles trying to stay close as Brian hits the wall, and Ford is going to get the move done. He's up to 3rd on those fresh tires, and he's going to try to take Kimmy with him.
He's slow in the middle there. Carter was able to get his outside, but now they're 3 wide and back. Carter loose.
Oh, Carter.
Heavy contact with the wall.
He does get rear end damage. He'll be able to keep going, though, as they're now 3 wide right in front of him.
Carter's not going to be too happy about that.
Oh, and there's
sideways again.
contact between Discharge and Spring. You saw Discharge a little sideways on the front straightaway, but they keep every car going straight forward somehow.
I'm telling you, back there from 5th through 8th, it seems like everyone is about the same skill level, and it is just a hornet's nest.
It is craziness. Back up towards the front. Ford on fresh tires. He's going to get that move done on Bubble for 2nd place. And he's going to set his sights on Karinga, who has been a bit of a dominant force up until those green flag pit stops.
Now Carter just seems like he's dropping like a rock here. After that little incident with the wall.
There's still craziness in the pack. We're going to watch this gap between 1st and 2nd. See if Ford can't make up some ground here. It looks like he's catching up. We're going to see the gap here off of turn 4. And from 1st to 2nd, it went from 4 tenths to just under 3 tenths. So Ford is definitely the faster car. We're going to see if he can't get a move done on Karinga with the fresh tires to take the lead.
All right, and I am back, and we have a gap here between Karinga and Ford for the lead, and it's around. Yep, Ford is closing in very slightly.
Oh,
200s
mistake.
That lap he closed in.
Big mistake from Karinga there into turn 1. He's running the apron a lot. It actually didn't cost him that much, but you see Karinga not afraid to use the apron a little bit on the entry to help his car get rotation in the center and off the exit.
Doesn't look like it's really working out, though. Ford is closing in.
We're going to see
He's going to be
Ford,
looking for the lead.
Ford on the fresher tires. He should be quicker. We're going to see if he can find a way past that number 66 car, as Karinga stayed out last time.
Very interesting call to stay out. It looks like Ford's going to get him very shortly for the lead. Could be right here, actually. When he backs out, Karinga's going to get a little bit of a more comfortable gap now because of that.
He will. Last lap, Kimmy was finally able to get by Bubble. Bubble was another one of those cars that stayed out. It looks like the cars that stayed out are keeping their track position pretty good. They're running 1st and 4th, and Brian has fallen back further, but the top 2 that stayed out under the last yellow flag are keeping their track position decently and still showing pretty good pace.
Yeah, so this kind of shows, I mean, it wasn't that long of a tire one, but track position really does matter here, because Bubble was, like, in the back basically the whole first run, and now he's up here 4th. Like, pretty incredible how track position is how helpful track position is here at Bristol.
Absolutely, because we're seeing Karinga hold on to the lead here. Even though Ford is definitely the faster car, and now Kimmy's catching up to both of them. It looks like it's tough to pass, and Karinga hits the wall, and Ford is going to go to the inside and take the lead. As soon as I started saying Karinga was holding on to it. As Ford now washes up wide, he's going to hit the wall and get it back up.
Karinga held on to it again.
And both of those drivers lost about 6 or 7 tenths of a second, and now Kimmy is right there.
He's probably going to look on Ford here to the inside, 3 and 4. Backs out of it, but Ford hit the apex perfectly, actually. I'm not sure if he hit the apron, but Kimmy gets a better exit. He's right on his back bumper here.
Kimmy with a much wider entry. He's trying to get to the outside of Ford, which is very interesting because we have not seen the outside work very well at all throughout this race. Now Ford is going to re-solidify his position in 2nd. And the top three string out a little bit once again. I think Bubbles actually started to catch up to this pack, even though he's on older tires.
Probably because Ford and Karinga are making all of these mistakes, hitting the wall and all that stuff. So Kimi's caught up, Bubbles starting to catch a little bit. There's going to be just a line of cars for the lead all of a sudden if they keep doing this.
A little bit further back, Carter did make it out of that swarm in the back. He's going to be looking to catch up to Nico and Bubble, which are the next two cars in front of him. That's 4th and 5th. So running just outside the top 5 with some rear end damage, but still running quickly as actually up front they're side by side for 2nd place. Kimi on the outside of Ford.
I think Kimi's going to make the outside work. This is incredible stuff from Kimi right here on Ford. Ford sends it in a little bit. See the move on Kimi, not be able to do it. Kimi falls back behind Ford. That was good stuff from Kimi to try the outside and see if he can make it work, because it's really hard to get to the inside of cars here. You got to bump them out of the way and stuff like that.
Yep, Kimi's trying to stay friendly with all the other drivers, trying to make clean moves on the outside, but now Ford is going to pull away a little bit. It's a cleaner run through 3 and 4 as we begin lap 95. Karinga still leads out front, and he's looking pretty dominant out front, even though he's on older tires.
I'd say the tire advantage for Ford basically it's minimized now at this point, because there's not on completely fresh tires. I mean, the gap's still there, but it's not as significant because Ford's on worn out tires now a little bit as well.
Right. I mean, it takes just a couple laps once you kind of run those tires in a little bit. They kind of run really consistent for about the next 30, and then they fall off a cliff. So for this middle part of the stint, I think they're going to be about equal. However, near the end of the stint, Karinga will hit that cliff earlier than Ford will. So we might see Ford come back at the leader near the end of this tire run.
So we probably want to keep our eye on that tire run and see if Ford can make the move before his tires start to fall off a cliff.
And also, Bubble was the other car that stayed out, yes, and so then he's going to probably fall off a cliff sooner too, and Nico's right on his back bumper for 4th.
He will. It's getting pretty close here. This is 4th and 5th, fighting for position. Bubble in the number 48 machine. He had a pretty dominant win at Auto Club, and now he's looking to fight again here at Bristol. It was a rough start to the race for Bubble. He was stuck in a pack. He almost went a lap down, actually, fighting with Aiden a lot. But now a pretty good pit strategy, I think, from both Bubble and Karinga. That gives them track position, and they're holding on pretty well here during this stint.
Yeah, it looks like their gamble paid off with the tire wear and all that stuff, just staying out, because Bubble's holding on to Ford still, even though Nico's right behind him, and there's a sizable gap to Carter and a really big gap to Discharge, so this has definitely been a win for Bubble. We'll see if it's going to be a win for Karinga long term, because remember, I think he was 2nd place when the caution came out, so it really was only a +1 position gain for him.
So we're going to expect to see drivers coming into the pits probably soon after about 125, lap 125, somewhere between lap 125 and lap 130. And we're going to have to crunch some numbers up here to see if they can just make it on.
I think the tire's just falling off a cliff. Here comes Ford for the lead. Bubble is now completely gone. He's like he's a second behind Nico now, and Ford's going for the lead. The tires have fallen off for Karinga and Bubble. Watch the battles.
Oh, they're dooring each other on the front straightaway. Ford used up Karinga on the exit, and then Karinga was turning left down into Ford on the straightaway. So side by side for the lead as Ford looking to take it away from Karinga. On the inside here through turn 4, and Ford is the new leader here at Bristol, and he will lead lap 106.
Oh, Karinga's going to look on the inside. We'll see if that's going to work. No, it won't. Ford has the fresher tires, and it hasn't fallen off a cliff yet. But yeah, you were right about that point where the tires just fell off a cliff, because look at Bubble now in terms of track position. He just hit the wall there. He's going to lose 5th place to Carter. He is completely fading out of the picture now.
That's going to give Carter a 5th place. He's now in the top 5. Bubble trying to stay with him, and Karinga's trying to stay with Ford, but you can see how much tighter Karinga is in the middle of the corner. He is struggling on those older tires.
So because of this, you would expect Karinga and Bubble to pit very shortly. Probably within the next 5 laps, maybe 10. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure they're both thinking about it now, considering Bubble is, like, he was ahead of Nico, now he's like 2 seconds behind him, but Karinga's now fallen back to almost a second behind Ford. Like, the fall up gets pretty incredible here at the end of stints.
Yeah, if they pit now, they're still going to have to make 3 more stops after this, at least. So if they can make it to about lap 130, 135, actually, they could make it on just 2 more stops after that. But that might be a stretch even for the cars that pit.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I don't know if they're going to be able to do it. I mean, 20 laps on these tires. Man, I don't know, but it hasn't looked like Ford's tires have
Oh,
completely
Kimmy's
fallen
coming
off
into
yet.
the
He just-
pits.
There's Kimmy. See, I think Kimmy was looking ahead and realized, oh wait, yeah, the tire wear gets really bad at the end of these runs, so he's probably going to commit to that 4-stop strategy as he's in the pits. Looks like he got a clean entry. I'm curious to see if anyone else is going to pit, but looks like Kimmy got a clean pit stop. He's going to be out very, very shortly.
Yep, the leaders just went by. Kimmy is now a lap down. And
It's
further
Nico's
back,
in the pit now.
Yeah, Nico. And he was running, I believe he was running around the top 5 as well. Yeah, he.
Oh, this is going to be critical right here for Kimmy. Can he stay ahead of Aiden and Prime? This is going to be very, very close. It looks like he will get the power down and get that speed before Aiden and Prime got around him. So he's not going to have to deal with lap traffic. Here comes Nico off the pit road. Nico will have to deal with those lap traffic people all of a sudden, since he's going to be like probably right behind him once he comes out of pits.
He
That
will.
is unfortunate.
It's critical for Nico to get past Aiden as quickly as possible, because the gap to Kimmy is going to be the gap to 3rd place on track. So Nico's going to need to clear Aiden and try to run down Kimmy if he wants to fight for a top 3 finish
Yeah,
here.
Nico goes to the end. He's got him right there. What a move by Aiden, by Nico right there. That's incredible stuff right there. Just get right past him. Hit the apex perfectly, and he's got him.
At those fresh
So
tires.
Nico will not have to struggle with that.
Fresh tires playing a role there as Nico does get past Aiden pretty quickly. Further behind, Brian has gone another lap down on track. So both Ford and Karinga have made their way past Brian in the number 5 car, and the driver who sits 3rd in points is not having a very good night.
Yeah, he just doesn't have the speed today, it looks like. He's been struggling all day long. 1/3 of the way through the race. He's still got a long way to go. He's got things to figure out if he wants to get things going in the right direction towards the end of this race.
So we saw 2 early pit stops from Kimmy and Nico. We know they're going to have to take 3 more pit stops to make it to the end of the race. What about the rest of these drivers? Karinga is staying out even though he did not pit. No one else has come down pit road as far as I know.
I would like to report that Aiden just got rear damage by making contact with Prime up in turn 4 last time around. Managed to keep it together, so there won't be a caution, but that's pretty significant right there.
Yeah, and they're all about to go a lap down. Prime with Ford right behind him. That's the leader.
He knows this too. Spring is right there. Spring is, I think, 2nd in points. So he's not having a good day either. This is perfect for Karinga if he wants to extend his points lead.
Yep, here comes Ford to the inside of Prime. He's going to put that number 1 car a lap down. So Prime has now gone 1 lap down on lap 122, and Ford clear out front, and also crucially gets a car between him and Karinga. That takes a little bit of the pressure off having a lapped car between them, as they're actually fighting for position right ahead of Ford. That's discharge.
There was discharge on the outside, sprint on the inside, and I think went through the middle. I'm not too sure. I forgot what exactly everyone was, but Ford is caught up because of that battle. He's right there. He's going to lap all of these guys very shortly.
Bit of contact there with discharge, but he's going to go to the inside and take away a lap from discharge.
Oh, it looks like discharge might try to do something in 1 and 2 here. Ford is in the wall. Yeah, he's going to try something. Goes to the inside. He's peeking. Ford gets the one off the corner, though. Not going to work.
Oh, and further back, discharge and Karinga both peel off to go to the pits. Karinga, one of the cars that did not pit last time under yellow, and he has to pit here on lap 127, and that's about 8 laps short of being able to make it on 2 more stops after this. And there's another car coming down. I think that's Spring, and is that also Carter, I believe, has just pulled off. Yes,
oh, Bubba's
Carter.
got a flat tire. He's going to make it into the pits, but he's got a flat tire, so he's pulling it in this time. He's not going to be able to get to that pit strategy window.
And he was another car that stayed out, so he was really risking it, staying out this late. He is in the pit stall. That team will get a fresh tire on there. But Ford, the leader, is also into the pits now. As Carter goes by, he will try to unlap himself on the pit cycle. And we're looking back at the number 21 machine. That's Kimmy. He's going to be clear out in the lead with the undercut strategy and also the extra pit stop. And I think these guys are all about 5 or 6 laps short, and so it might be advantage Kimmy, because I think everyone might have to make 3 more stops from here to the end.
I think Kimmy definitely made the right play on strategy. They're pitting earlier. Just look at that. He's probably gonna, he does have the lead actually now because of that. He leapfrogged Ford into pits, but he's probably gonna struggle very soon.
He likely will, but again, for the scope of the strategy of this race, he's not going to have to run all the way to the end of his stint. He can stop, honestly, like 10 laps earlier, about when that cliff happens. His discharge is trying to do the switchback on Nico, even though discharge is a lap down and Nico's fighting for position. And not really what you want to see if you're Nico, having to fight with a lapped car. And now Spring is to the inside of Nico, so Nico really
Nico's
losing
on
out.
4 tires. I don't think has Nico pit yet. I'm not sure.
He has. He pit earlier with Kimmy, so he's on the same strategy as Kimmy.
So he is on older
Yes.
tires than everyone else. So he's just probably supposed to let these guys go and just figure things out, because he's gonna start fading like a rock here shortly. As he makes contact with Spring off of 2, they keep it straight. But Nico's starting to battle with these lap cars, and that's not very good for him.
Yep, that's allowed Karinga to catch right up. This is going to be the battle for third. Nico in the number 26 car and Karinga behind. As he gets a bump from Spring, that's going to open the door to Karinga. Now side by side for third place going into turn 3.
Oh yeah, Karinga looks like he's gonna get it on the pressure tires. Yeah, he's got it on corner. He put him in the wall. What was that? Karinga just absolutely put him in the wall.
And that's not really what you want to see. That's there's plenty of time left in this race. There's no need to put someone in the wall before even halfway through. But that's the message Karinga just sent to Nico and the rest of the 26 crew. And they're not going to be very happy with Karinga after that.
Oh yeah, they're gonna be mad, real mad.
And
Does
Karinga
just
drives
put
through the
discharge and
other
Spring
lap
into
cars.
the wall now too.
And
He's being real aggressive right now with his race car, trying to get around all these cars.
We saw this earlier
Getting
on the
that clean
restart.
air.
Yep, Karinga's, I think he's over halfway through with hitting every car in the field up into the wall at this point. He's going for a 100% completion rate here at Bristol tonight because he's not even halfway through the race.
Needs to get a world record on putting people in the wall speed run.
Yep, this is not the any percent, ladies and gentlemen. This is the 100% completion for Karinga tonight. As up front, I do want to keep an eye on the gap between Kimi and Ford. Remember, Kimi's on older tires than Ford, and they were running close when this offset strategy initially started. But Kimi's been out there for about 20 laps now, and Ford is about 10 lap fresher tires.
Yeah, it is something good to note is that Ford closing in the gap as per expected. You would assume, as 2/10 a lap right there. Kimi has definitely way older tires, but definitely got the track position by pitting earlier. Now he's going to face the consequences of pitting earlier than everyone else. As Discharge, I think Discharge just spawned on its own. He has front end damage. That's a caution. What just happened to Discharge?
We didn't see what happened to Discharge, but that's going to count as a reset.
What happened right there?
It is, and that's also going to throw a huge wrench into the strategy. So, a big deal here with the strategy tonight, as Kimi will be in the lead. And they're going to get racked up for yellow flag pit stops. This is going to throw a huge wrench in the strategy, and we will discuss it a little bit more after a quick break and a word from our sponsor. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Bristol Motor Speedway. Thank you to Builder-Brain for sponsoring tonight's race, as we are still under yellow after the caution that caused a reset for Discharge in the number 29 machine. He wasn't having a great night anyways, but that certainly adds to his problems.
Yeah, not something you want to see from Discharge. I mean, you were having not really that good of a race anyways, and then just to make that, then I don't even know what happened. He probably just made a mistake on his own, and then all of a sudden, whoop, he's on his last car. Pretty tough break.
Yep, and this caution does throw a bit of a wrench into the plans for the strategy, as I think this is gonna even it out a little bit here. As we're likely gonna see the green flag close to lap 150, which could mean just 2 more stops.
Yeah, it's going to be big to see if people are going to try to stretch this. With how the runs have gone out, drawn out, I'm not sure if there are going to be people to do it, but here comes everybody into pit road.
And not very surprising, we see everyone come in. Kimi will lead them down as there's contact in the back. That's a Discharge again, having struggles getting into his pit box. I think that was with Prime, who's slow in the fast lane. Carter was able to reset his rear end damage. That will not count against him. And Ford, who came in second, is going further up the pit lane. So Kimi is off. We're going to see where he comes off relative to Ford. Karinga's ahead of Ford, and he puts him into bubble. Karinga came down onto Ford, and then he put him in the wall again. What is Karinga doing?
What is he doing, bro?
And then Ford comes back and hits him back. Not very happy. Karinga is just showing terrible driving here on the pit lane.
He's showing shades of me at Laguna Seca, bro. This is unbelievable stuff. Anyway, green this time, it looks like. So we're going to get to the restart here, and we're green back at Bristol.
And Ford with an amazing jump. He's going to look to get a move back on Karinga pretty quickly after getting slammed into the wall by Karinga. Now Karinga diving to the
Karinga's
inside of
going for the
Kimi.
lead already.
He doors him on the exit. He's using him up. Karinga not afraid to use that right side of his car. And this is kind of what we predicted here at Bristol.
And there's another caution on the racetrack. Oh, big crash in the back. That's Aiden in prime.
Oh, and
Multiple
Aiden's going
cars
to be
look
down
like-
a car.
Yeah, he's down a car now. Big wreck in the back. I'm curious to see how Ford's going to race Karinga because of all the stuff that Karinga's been doing this whole race. Shoving people around, putting people in the wall, and the pit wall, too.
As Aiden gets turned around as the field goes by, I'm pretty sure he will get that lap back. I imagine Bubble will just change his laps. So I think after these repeated cautions, I'm pretty sure everyone will be back on the lead lap.
That's basically a hard reset then in terms of the race. Everyone gets their chance to show that they have their pace and see if they don't get lapped again. I mean,
right
we're
at
looking at
halfway,
time
actually,
here probably.
too.
Yeah, at halfway. So basically, you just had your first half of the race. See who's the faster car, who's the fastest, and all that stuff. We're gonna go green this time. Basically, right at the halfway point. This is perfect analogy right here.
Yep, and no pit stops with caution. So we're gonna go straight back to green here with no pit stops as our I believe Vadim has actually left the booth here. He had somewhere to go, and then he sent me a reel on Instagram, so he is enjoying his time off. As green flag is out here at Bristol as Karinga leads from Ford, and there's some bad blood between these two right now.
Nico goes to the outside of Kimi. He has to lift, and they're 4 wide. They were 4 wide almost at Bristol. Can you believe that?
I definitely cannot. Nico backs out. A smart decision from him, but it might put him back in another 3-wide position. No, discharge clears on the bottom.
No.
Oh, there's collisions.
There goes
Discharge is going around, and he's in the wall.
slams the wall.
Oh, and discharge gets
More
front end
contact
damage.
in the back. Caution's back out.
And that's going to count as a reset for discharge.
Discharger's out of the race. That's him right. That's his race right there.
And honestly, it wasn't really any of his own fault. He got caught up in crazy 3-wide racing. We saw it all night in the first half. Drivers trying to reset and get ready for the second half, and it's all gone away for discharge immediately.
Oh yeah, the reset was like, all right, let's hope bad happens. And then something bad happened when he's out of the race.
Yeah, and we see who discharge thinks the fault is there. He's going up to the side of Nico, running to the back of the number 26 car. Discharge not very happy, but he will be out of the race, and the 26 car will still be in the race.
Yep. So I would guess that we're going to do pit stops this time, unless Bubble says otherwise.
We're gonna see. I think they said, yep. They waved it off last time. Yellow in quick succession means pits are staying closed, and we are gonna see hopefully a longer green flag run. We just lost one of the drivers that was discharged in the number 29 car. And it's coming around turn 4. We are green.
Let's try it again. You're at Bristol.
Again, Ford with a very good jump on the restart. He's pulling up to the back of Karinga, now looking to the outside, but that move is not going to work. They're stacking up behind, going 3 wide for a second with Brian on the bottom in the 5 car. He backs out and lets Carter get the spot on the inside.
Looks like Ford's still right on the back bumper of Karinga. He's going to get it laid up. Oh, Karinga hits the apron, but Ford did not hit the apex. Oh, he's got to run. He's got to run. Is he going to take it? He takes it to the outside. Karinga hits the apron, side by side for the lead. Can Ford keep it off the wall? He does. Ford's going to have the advantage of the 1 and 2.
We're on board with the 12 machines side by side. Ford holding him tight on the inside. Karinga trying to use that inside line. shorter distance around, but Ford can carry momentum on the top. Oh, but he's washing wide. He's going to hit the wall here, and that's going to cost him a ton of positions.
And he's going to lose all his track position. Here comes Carter on the inside. Kimmy's already passed him. Really tough right there. Ford swallow right there.
Just that one mistake now has Ford going the wrong way. He's trying to stay on the outside of Carter, though, as Brian and Spring fighting behind. They're actually ahead of Bubble. They're looking to turn around their race in the second half.
Oh yeah, they are. Looks like they're getting some. They have some good pace. Like they've improved now, and they're up there. They have Spring in 5th, and Brian right behind him in 6th. So that's good stuff. You got some good recovery drives between these two. They did not have the pace early, but they figured things out later on.
They definitely have, and I expect them to be players later in this race. Ford still trying to roll the top on Carter, but he's high again and hits the wall and comes down on
And
Spring.
there's contact. Spring is stuck on the.
Oh, he's going to get damage here. Oh, they managed to get it stopped and is able to keep going 3 wide off of turn 2.
3 wide on exit. I don't know if that's going to work.
Bubble on the bottom. He's going to keep it there. He sends it in on the bottom. Still 3 wide, but now Brian clears out the middle. And it's side by side.
Ford's going to try to make it 3 wide again, I thought, for a second there.
Now Spring
And then
sends
Ford
it.
had to, oh my goodness, Ford's dropping like a rock. One lap he was going for the lead, and now he's all the way back there in second to last.
Another 3 wide
Real
again.
unfortunate.
Here comes Spring on the
Goodness.
inside of Bubble and Brian.
Bubble had to lift, and Nico's going to shove him out of the way, and Ford gives the bumper to Nico, and they're 3 wide again.
Oh, they're going
there's
to crash.
Contact.
Oh, and Spring
has
gets thrown
some
in damage and
they're
cautions out.
spinning in front. Looks like we're getting a little bit of a wreck fest here now, folks.
Oh man, so dangerous. You can get damage under caution, and it will count as a reset. I think if Aiden got damaged, he'd be out of the race.
Yeah.
And he was really close to getting damaged right there. But, I mean, that's the hornet's nest we talked about so much. And it bit Spring right there as we saw another caution after about just 10 more laps of racing.
Yeah, so with that caution being a quick succession of a restart, I would assume we're going to go green next time. Or most Bubbles, like we haven't hit it in a while. Maybe we'll open up pits.
Yeah, we'll see what race control decides to do, if they open pits or not. They don't need to pit yet, but I think some of these drivers would certainly like to.
Oh yeah, they would. We'll see what race control has to say here on the backstretch. Look is we're gonna go green this time, considering I haven't seen the flag wave yet.
No official word yet. So we're watching the leader off of turn 4, and they're just gonna keep going around under caution. So no official word yet from Bubble as to whether we're opening the pits or not. We will go around again under yellow.
There's probably some things happening in driver comms right now that's delaying whatever the decision is that is incoming between pits open or green this time. So curious to see. And they've called pits open. We're gonna have yellow flag pit stops here.
That's right. We're gonna get a cycle of pit stops here on lap 166, which means we should see the green either on 167 or 168. And that's just a little bit too far for one more stop. You can make about 110 laps with one pit stop in the middle. They're going to be about 20 laps short of that mark.
Ooh, that's unfortunate. Maybe they'll get another yellow, then it's going to be one stop from there. We'll see. They're with pit road. Here comes Karinga. Here comes Kimmy off pit road. Those are your 2 leaders, and see if anyone can leapfrog them. Looks like no, so we're going to have Karinga, Kimmy, Carter, and then 3 wide.
Oh,
Aiden's going
close
to get it,
battle
and
in
then
the
Nico
back.
and Bubble.
I think
That was
Nico
pretty
was ahead
close.
of Bubble. I wasn't sure if
Yeah, so it was
got
Aiden, Nico, and Bubble. That was your,
All right.
that was the, yeah.
Perfect call from Fearless there as Aiden does get the spot over Nico. And it'll be Karinga leading us around to see green this time. We will see lap 168. They're about 22 laps short of being able to make it on one more stop, so we expect 2 more pit stops for all of these drivers to make it to the end of this race.
And that's it. We go. Green here. Green flag. Kimmy's right behind Karinga. Kimmy got a good jump there, and he's bumping Karinga out of the way.
Carter goes way
Here
up the
comes
track.
Kimmy for the lead on the inside. It looks like he's going to get it unless he hits the apron. He does not. Kimmy to the lead off of turn 4.
Karinga using the apron once again, using the apron to try to rotate that car, but it's not going to be as helpful. He loses some momentum going onto the straightaway as Karinga's in the lead. Oh no, sorry, Kimmy's in the lead, but Karinga uses him up.
And it worked. What is he doing?
So scratch that one off the list. I think he's at about 7 cars now that Karinga's hit. It can now include Kimmy on the list as Carter's looking to go 3 wide. Oh, it's a tricky position for Aiden, stuck in the middle here. Oh, and Kimmy makes contact. They're big stack up.
What is happening there? It's like a cluster of cars, and then there's just Karinga out in front. Look at this.
And, you know, it's really caused by Karinga hitting Kimmy because that stacks everybody up once again, and then Karinga pulls out ahead. And see, now they're just tripping over each other. I don't think Kimmy means to get into Carter, but you can't help it. And yeah, see, now he's lifting to try to back out of this and let these guys sort it out because it is crazy back here. Oh, we're about to see 4 wide. Oh, Spring
that
doesn't
was
get
almost
it.
4 wide. They're still 3 wide, though. Kimmy still has the inside, but Nico closes it off. Now we're still 3 wide.
Yeah, absolute craziness here in the pack. The front of this pack is Carter, but now Nico's going 3 wide.
Now it's
after
going
a
to
bump.
be 3 wide front of the pack.
It looks like Daytona here at Bristol as Nico sends it up the inside. They're going to get the cutback. Oh, everyone's in the wall.
Oh,
big
that's going
contact.
to be a big crash.
Nico's spinning. Can he save it?
Oh,
he gets
no,
he
can't. That's
gets
rear
damage.
Yeah, that's front damage right there. So close to saving it. Not quite, though. Look at the gap that Karinga built up. 2.8 seconds.
Yeah, craziness in the pack.
This is nonsense.
But really that started with Karinga's send on Kimmy. He uses the apron to turn, but when he's behind another car, he still tries to run that line and use the apron, but he just ends up running over the car in front of him, and that's not very good racing. You have to adapt your line to the cars around you.
Oh, yeah. That is absolutely correct. And now because of that caution, look who's right behind your leader. The guy who got sent by him on the last restart.
And the next 2 cars behind are cars that got sent by
Oh,
Karinga.
yeah. I don't know if they're going to race them really cleanly on this restart now, would they?
I gotta find out and see. Not sure if pits are gonna be open this time. We saw almost 10 laps there into green. As no,
yeah,
pits are not
that's
open.
all.
We're
You're going to
see
be green this time because that was a really quick caution again. As we're on the restart zone, Karinga takes control and we're off.
Ford with a great jump.
Yeah, Ford got an amazing jump. And it's a big cluster of cars again. Yeah,
Oh, Kimmy hits the wall.
back there.
Kimmy hit the wall up front, and Ford is now
Ford's
going
gonna
to
go
his
to the
inside.
There's
Oh, Nico, I think is lagging. He's coming back up into Prime. Oh, Prime just avoids him.
Oh, that was
A great move
break.
from Prime, honestly. He saw it happening, avoided Nico, and they keep it going.
Yep. Perfect stuff from Prime. He's just a clean driver. Keeps his nose out
Oh,
of the
Nico
way.
comes down and he crashes.
Oh my goodness!
That was a huge hit for Nico. I think he's
Nico
lagging.
didn't get damaged though.
I don't know how. That inside wall must not have it because he smacked it. That's the biggest hit we've seen all night.
Didn't get damaged.
Yeah, we're going to keep
So
it
we stay
green.
green.
Yeah, it was definitely lag. Nico just turned left on the straightaway. We saw what the driver said that he was lagging very bad. So we do stay green. Luckily, not another
Nico's
caution.
in pits. And Nico's pitting here.
Yeah, and it's too early, so I think that might just be pitting for lag as Ford hits the wall and gives up second place to Kimi.
Karinga's pulling away now. Finally getting single file now, strung out field. Very good to see that. It's been a while since we've had a green flag run. Come to think of it. As Nico comes off pits, it was a need for a pit stop. He's going to be right behind Ryan, it looks like. He's going to be multiple laps down.
Yeah, he's not really going to be in contention unless there's a yellow. As Spring is on the inside of Carter, but he has to give it up going into turn 1. Carter gets that spot, and now Bubble's going to look for a spot on Spring. No, he stays behind and pushes him down the back straightaway.
And he backs off right before the corner, so he's trying to, I think, stick
Aiden's
behind
lagging.
Spring. Yeah, Aiden had a little bit of a lag spike, I would guess, went all the way down to the apron on the front stretch.
He's going to hit the wall
As he
and
hits the
make
wall,
contact with Carter. Carter's spinning. Carter's sliding. He's going to come up the track. He gets
And he's got rear
rear-end.
damage.
He gets rear end damage, but he's going to be okay. They're going to keep it green.
And now we got another cluster of cars.
You saw all
Man,
it takes is one mistake. Aiden just scraping the wall, and it causes a huge chain reaction through the pack because everyone is running so closely together.
Oh, yeah. Just how it is. The Spring is. Oh, that was so close. I think Aiden just kept it off the wall. He's
Yeah, I
gonna
think-
get the position on Spring unless Spring's throttling it up. He tries it. And there's
Oh.
contact between Bumble and Aiden. I mean, it worked for Spring, but I'm not sure if Aiden's gonna be too happy about that. As there's three wide for
Carter's
position now.
gonna look
Carter's
to
on the inside of
capitalize.
Bumble. Bumble's stuck in the middle.
Oh, and here comes Nico. After the lag problems, they're going to go 4 wide. Oh, Bubble backs out.
Good call by Bumble to back out.
Oh, more contact. Brian's in the wall behind, and Nico and Aiden are running into each other into turn 1.
And in the middle of all that, my cat almost just turned off my computer.
And I think it's about time now. From this point on, the drivers can make it. If they pit here, it would just be one more stop after this. So I don't think we'll see them pit just yet. They're going to want to split up this last runs evenly. But from this point forward, we will see just 2 more stops to make it to the end of the race.
Yep. Yeah, I was about to mention that before the restart. I wanted to see how people are going to play this stop. They're going to have to stop at least one more time. Or, I mean, 2 more times, right? So
Yes.
you're going to have to play that right. Split it up evenly between all 3 runs so you don't have dead tires at the end of the race. Or, like, any point in any of the runs. You got 110 laps to the end.
As we're actually missing a battle for the lead up here. I saw Kimi was the leader last lap. Oh, Karinga going very defensive into turn 1. As Kimi looking to get the spot on Karinga. And
Ringo's
second
going to
and
prevail
third.
on that battle. He's still in front.
Yeah, second and third, still staying close with Karinga. And those are 2 cars that are not very happy with the driver of the 66 car.
Yeah, 66 sent it in on both of those guys at one point during the race. Green looks like he has a little bit of a faster car still. So if he can just keep the car clean, he's going to continue to pull away. As he does just that, but Kimmy's got a better corner there.
And Kimi's
Yeah,
staying
no.
close. And I think he has a cleaner line, definitely, if he can get it a little bit lower. Because Karinga likes to use the apron a lot. And it can be very quick, but hard to be consistent and easy to run into other cars when you're running that line.
Oh yeah, you can tell that while he's running the apron, he's been running into all these guys. I think he's ran into almost every car this race now. We got the tally you said of 7 cars he hit at least once.
I can't confirm that number, but it feels like a lot. Because he ran into people early on the restart, multiple lapped cars, and Ford and Kimi. So, as now Kimi runs on the apron a little bit there in turn 3, I think that was. No, that was turn 1.
Yeah, I think Kimi's trying to send it a little deeper than Karinga, and it's, I think, starting to work out a little bit in his favor. Let's see if Kimi does that again here, and he does. Look at that, absolutely
Oh, yes.
nailed the apex.
Wrapping the bottom without using the apron. He's got that front left tire right on the yellow line, and that is where the speed is. This time Karinga's a little bit lower, but Kimi has good minimum speed, and it's staying close up front. As we come around, this is lap 200, 2/3 of the way through the race. Karinga has been the dominant force so far. He's likely locked up most laps led at this point. Oh, and Kimi gives him a bump.
Oh, he's bumped him. I want to see if he does that again. I'm sure Kimi is going to try to do that again on him if he gets the opportunity.
Gonna see if
Or maybe
he's-
that was just an instance of Karinga lifting too early.
It's hard to tell from the off-board shots. We'd have to look at some telemetry to see if that's really the case. We're going to look at Karinga's telemetry here, see how much he's lifting to in the corners. About 127 miles an hour, I think it was, right at the middle of the apex, and then he throttled up.
Yeah, I would like to note that for quali stints, Karinga was only lifting, not using the brake pedal. Now he's using the brake pedal in race speed. So that's just an effect of the tire wear right there. As Kimi hits the wall, Karinga's going to get a nice comfortable gap, probably around 7/10 of a second now because of that.
A great corner there from Karinga. He's going to add to that lead as Kimi with a rough couple of corners there. That's going to allow Ford to close up, but more importantly, it's allowing Karinga to pull away.
That's what you want to see if you're the driver in the 66, just to pull away from those guys, because I'm sure, yeah, as we mentioned previously, time and time again, they are not happy with Karinga after the way that he has raced.
As now a battle for second, Ford is able to get to the inside of Kimi. They're going to go side by side here from turn 4 and into turn 1. They need to sort this out. They can stay close to Karinga, and yes, Kimi does give Ford the spot, so it'll be Ford in second and Kimi in third. They're going to try to chase down Karinga.
Yeah, so Ford has passed Kimi now for second. Gap is 1.2 seconds, so Karinga has pulled away. All I want to see is if he can do that now with Ford in second.
And I think that was an important move to make for coming up on green flag pit stops here. You got to start thinking about it, because if you pit at lap 210, then you have just 45 lap stints to the end. You pit on 210, 255, and then go to the end.
I think Ford's getting better corners right now. Yeah, he's closing in very slightly. So I'd like to keep an eye on that gap before people inevitably start coming into pit road within probably the next 10 laps.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see Ford or Kimi trying to do some kind of undercut. As I say that,
And there's
here comes
Kimi.
Kimi.
Kimi going for the undercut. Bold strategy call from Kimi to try the undercut.
That's a good entry to his box. He tapped the pit wall a little bit, but he's okay. So clean into his box. Here comes Karinga and Ford, as the gap between the top two has closed once again. Ford has it under a second, but Kimi goes a lap down for this pit stop. As,
Looks like he's
Nico-
going to have some clean air, too. He's going to fit right in between that gap between
Yep.
Ryan and Bubble.
Oh, a perfect pit exit. He was right against the inside wall, but didn't touch it.
Oh, that's good stuff right there.
But Nico and Spring are fighting for what is now third after Kimi went into the pits. But I like Kimi's strategy here. Splitting it up more evenly is going to be on the front end of this stint. Possibly get an undercut on the two leaders who are in front of him. Which, by the way, that gap is still closing. Just over 0.8 now between first and second place.
Yeah, so that gap is starting to close in. Now, I'm curious to see, since Kimi has tried that undercut, when are Ford and Karinga going to pit? Because Kimi has the right idea by trying that undercut strategy to get in front of both of them.
Oh, Ford
Get
tapped
that
the
track
wall.
position.
Ford had a
Ford
great
hit the
lap.
wall.
It was down to 3/4 of a second, but he tapped the wall on this lap. I think it's going to grow again. However,
I think he just tapped the wall again. Yeah, it's
Yep.
up to a second now.
Karinga is catching up to Prime here. Prime running the high line. If he holds up Karinga very much at all, we're gonna see battle for the lead close up. But remember that the longer everyone else stays out, the better it looks for Kimi.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Karinga
Yeah,
has
looks
to
like
go.
Karinga's, yeah, absolutely just blows past Prime with no struggles at all. Prime has been real slow today, it looks like.
Yeah,
Karinga
struggling to
hits
make
the ball
that.
there.
Struggling to make that car work. Running at the back most of the day. I think he's had troubles keeping it on the bottom as now he goes a little bit slower. But Karinga did have to go to the outside to make that pass, so we saw Ford cut into the lead. A couple of tenths on the previous lap. We're going to see what it is
Karinga's
this
got
time.
like a perfect corner. It's gonna grow there probably a little bit.
Right on 8 tenths, so it's about maintained. But now Ford has to get through Prime. And we're going to see how quickly he can dispatch of the number 1 car as he gives him the bumper. He's not trying to waste any time. Oh, caution's
Caution
out.
on the racetrack. Oh, that's Nico again. Nico's out of the race, I think.
Yep, that's going to be it for Nico. Yep, he was lagging. But
Horrible.
either way, he's out.
Now I would like to note, horrible break for Kimi. He's going to be multiple laps down.
So we lose another driver, and I imagine we'll see everyone else pit. But as you say, not what Kimi wanted to see. That's the risk you took by having a big undercut like that.
Yep.
And, but yeah, I imagine we will see everyone pit here. This will leave us with just 80 laps to go in the race. And they will probably pit at around lap 260 and then go to the end.
I think Kimi just waved around. Let's see what that's going to look like. How many laps down he's going to be.
Yeah, I think Prime is going as well, so pits will stay closed while these other cars get back on the lead lap. We're going to use this opportunity to do a quick checkup on the points. Karinga still in the lead. He has gotten 5 bonus points for leading a lap, and I think 5 more bonus points for leading the most laps. Spring has had a very up and down day. He entered this race 27 points behind Karinga in second, but he's going to be looking to rebound and have a strong finish at the end. Same with Brian, who now finds himself in 5th. After a rough start to the race, he's in position. And the rest of the pack is pretty far off, although Bubble having a decent race as pits are actually open, and we're about to have our second to last pit stop of the night. Everyone into their pit stalls cleanly. It's a lot easier now that we've lost a few cars. So Karinga, he's probably going to be the first one to pull off. Oh, just ahead of Spring. So we'll see if Spring holds on to P3 or Ford slots in. It's very close, but Ford's going to get the spot off. Bubble's going to get ahead of Brian. So Brian, who was P5, gets jumped by Bubble in the pits. And now Bubble will be in 5th.
Yep, so we're going to have another restart here, probably this time since everyone's pitted.
Probably
No,
will.
Prime is right there.
Waiting for Brian to come up around. He should get here in time. Oh, he's going very slow on the back straightaway. Not sure what's happening. The driver of the number 1 machine.
We're going to go green next time.
So no green flag on
I
this
think
lap.
Prime has to pit again. I don't think he got his fuel. Yeah, it looks like that would be correct. He's pitting right here.
So
Or maybe,
that-
maybe he got pit limited.
Oh. Well, that would explain him going slowly. As, yep, he's up to speed now. He will catch up to the pack. And I expect to see green this time from race control announced here any second. And there is not. So we will get one more lap under caution before we see the green flag out again.
One more lap here, it looks like.
As here we go, it's going to be Karinga leading them off through turn 4. And green flag is out here at Bristol for the restart.
Now I'm curious to see Kimi work his way through the pack as Karinga gets a comfortable lead already on 4.
Further back, Bubble.
It's now Carter and Bubble side by side for 4th.
Bubble's taking further advantage. He gained a spot in the pit stops. Now he's getting a spot on track. He's up to 4th. And he's going to look to fight with the top 3.
Now it'd be huge if Bubble could recover and start battling for top 3 here.
Oh, he backs up the corner a lot. He almost got sent by Brian, but he's going to get a good exit. And with that exit, he's going to be fighting on the back of Spring. All over him. He bumps him a little bit on the entry. Now Bubble going to the inside. He's there to the inside of Spring. This is for 3rd spot. And crucially, if Bubble can clear him, he could set his sights on the top 2 who are starting to fight.
And he's got him. Bubble is up to 3rd. And here comes Ford now on Karinga for the lead. If this keeps happening, oh, almost put him in the wall. It's contact.
Oh, and Karinga keeps it in the throttle, and he's still in the throttle. And Bubble's going to take the lead, and there's a big crash.
That's Ford spinning out. What has happened there? Bubble to the lead just like that. Can you believe it?
I think Ford had enough with Karinga there. He ran into the back of him on the straightaway, and then Karinga stayed in the throttle all the way through turn 3 and 4 and just walled them both.
And he gets wrecked. He's probably done with this guy now at this point.
Yep, and now Karinga into the back of Bubble.
Karinga's gonna swiftly get the lead back on Bubble now. Just like that, he's to the lead.
Yeah, Bubble likes to back up the corner a little bit. That is detrimental in a race situation, especially when Karinga's behind you. So add Karinga to the list, and now Bubble's wrecking him. Bubbles takes him out.
What the heck? He's just wrecked Karinga.
I think he just meant to rattle his cage a little bit, and Karinga's still going somehow, as he's now stuck on the outside of multiple cars.
Well, now he switches back to the inside of Spring. He's gonna, if he doesn't get wrecked by Spring, he's gonna swiftly get 2nd place. And now he's
Aiden.
rewinded. Yep. No.
He backs out. Karinga was getting swallowed up. Oh, and Carter gets spun around.
Around goes Carter.
He saves it. What a save.
Brian has front end damage. He's out of the race, I think. He's respawning. Never mind. But caution is out.
I missed what happened to Brian there. We were busy watching Karinga.
I was busy too. I just saw him hit pit road with that front end damage, and then it's like, oh, I guess that's a caution.
Yeah, caution is out. Bubble is your leader. And it's still too far to pit this time and make it to the end. But craziness there. Bubble had enough of Karinga, and that was definitely a full sin. As I doubt we're going to see pits open during this caution period. Very close to the last caution. Bubble is the leader. Both Bubble and Spring were able to get past Karinga, who's now dropped to 3rd. But yeah, lots of drivers not very happy with Karinga, and we saw it manifest there from Bubble in the 48 car. He's completely sent it and tried to take out Karinga. Oh, and Brian has to go and get his lap back, so we're going to see more laps under caution.
Yeah, I don't think he got the assignment there to go around because he got damaged and ready to respawn.
So now we're gonna restart. As actually Brian does a little slide there at the back. That was very nice. I'm waiting on word from race control what we're gonna do here. Are we gonna go green this time? And no, pits are open. So pits are open this time. With 65 laps to go. This is a little bit too far to make it.
Jimmy's
to the
staying
end.
out.
I think
Kimmy
that's smart.
staying out as everyone else is in pit road.
I think that's a smart move from Kimmy because he knows everyone has to do another stop, and Kimmy wants the track position. And I think that's a very smart move from Kimmy.
Yeah, Kimmy don't realize that he needs that track position real badly.
Yeah, I mean, I can't blame the leaders for coming in, but I'm surprised more people at the back didn't try too, as Bubble and Spring with a close race off pit road, but Bubble just comes out in front there. But again, he'll be in second because Kimmy, I think, who is on the Prime strategy, not to be confused with Prime's strategy. But I think Kimmy's in the golden seat here.
So we're probably going to go green this time, I would guess. Since all that's been sorted out now.
I imagine so as well.
www says race control. Unbelievable stuff by
Here
your
we go.
official here at Bristol Motor Speedway.
Off of turn 4, green flag is out.
Flag!
A slow restart for Kimmy, but he is going to keep the lead. Bubble fades out to the outside to try to get the spot as Spring is clear of Carter. Oh, they're spinning behind. A big hit for Aiden.
Again. No damage again. Oh, he's this lucky.
Oh, he's
But
coming
is he
back up
gonna
the
get lucky
track.
again? He damaged? No, he didn't. Lucky break again by Aiden.
And here comes Bubble looking for the lead on Kimmy. He's going to the inside. Bubble on fresher tires, but Kimmy trying to make this strategy work. And here comes Spring looking at the 3 wide. And here comes
wide.
Karinga.
He's gonna make the stick. Spring to the lead.
Spring has taken the lead here at Bristol Motor Speedway with 60
What a
laps to
move.
go. He went 3 wide up the inside while Bubble and Kimmy were fighting, and now he leads.
You know how things are gonna go. Karinga's gonna swiftly get himself back in P2, send it down the inside
gonna
like
see.
he does best.
He's
Here
got,
we go.
he's
Watch
got Bubble
this.
behind him. Bubble's giving Karinga a small bump, and Bubble's to his inside.
Thought for a second Karinga was gonna pump Spring out of the way. 1 and 2. He didn't. Now Bubble pumps him out of the way.
Bubble and Karinga running really tight there in 3 and 4. Karinga staying on the outside of Bubble. They're still side by side through 1 and 2. And now Bubble is going to clear him. Oh, it's so close. I think Karinga's still there. And that's actually going to
He
hurt
was still
Karinga.
there.
That's actually going to hurt him staying there because now Kimmy's to his inside. Kimmy's still fighting for third on older tires. I think that was a great strategy call from the 21 crew as he's
Now
trying
he's
to
been
stay
3
in it.
wideed. And here comes Ford on Karinga. Let's see what Ford does with Karinga. Ford is right there. I want to see if he does anything on that 66 machine.
Oh, Karinga and Carter come together. Kimmy's going to clear him on the outside. What a move from Kimmy on the old tires. Kimmy's still fighting on the outside. It's crazy to see him as he hits the wall there.
Karinga lifted. He thought he was thinking about making it 3 wide, and he just chops off Brian. Brian has to lift.
And now Carter, early entry to try to cover off Karinga, and it worked. And it backs up the field on the inside. But Carter is not letting Karinga get down early on him. As you see him taking an early entry, diving it down into the inside of the corner very early to keep Karinga from hitting him up the track.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. We got battle for the lead. Bubble was trying to push Spring into the corner. It didn't quite work. Spring gets a comfortable margin now. And I'd watch Ford's gap. Ford's probably tied for fastest car between Karinga and Kimmy. Those are the 3 main guys this whole race. So when I see that gap, it looks like Ford is indeed closing in.
Oh,
As
he
Karinga
hits
goes
the
to
wall.
inside of Carter.
Ford hit the wall there. Karinga and Carter are both going to catch up to him. As Carter's into the back of Karinga, he does the crossover. But he combined it with a tap in the middle of the corner, and Karinga has to give it back up to Carter again.
Yep.
As up front,
Just
here
how
comes
it is.
Bubble. Bubble has a decent run on Spring here into turn 1.
Spring defending with his life.
And we can make
Down
it to the
3 and
end
4.
if they pit here. Wouldn't be surprised if we see someone try come kind of a wild undercut, especially from someone like Kimmy.
I think
who's on-
Kimmy just
on
did
some
do that,
strategy.
actually.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Kimmy's
he
coming
did.
off the
Look,
pits.
look at where he is on the racetrack. He just did do that. He pit.
I didn't
We
even
missed
see him,
it. He went.
but that's what he did it for. And he's going to come out one lap down, but clear track ahead of him as Bubble is to the inside of Spring. Bubble leads that lap.
Side by side with the lead. Bubble's gonna clear him. See if Spring tries something. This
Oh,
is Spring's
Bubble.
race probably, and he does. Goes to the inside. He's gonna get the momentum, and he's gonna make it stick.
Bubbles to
No,
the
he
inside.
can't.
Oh.
Hit the wall.
And Ford is going to close up tremendously because of that. Further back. Oh, Spring to the inside. He has to lift out of it. Carter's still ahead of Karinga further back. That's for fourth.
Spring is being held up right now by Carter. Good job by Carter defending the oncoming 66 car. Karinga hits the wall. Ford's gonna get Spring for second. So I'd like to see if Ford can maybe try to get around Bubble in closing laps.
We're going to see 46 laps to go. They're going to go by quickly here at Bristol. It's a quick lap. As Kimmy has already made his final pit stop. He's going for a big undercut. And he is one lap down. But Bubble and Ford are fighting up front for the lead, and here comes Ford. He looks to the inside, but he has to back out.
Yep. Had to back out, and Spring's gonna maybe have a shot at he's sending it in.
Oh.
Spring sends it in. Ford might get a run because of that too.
I would like to note
Move as-
Karinga
he missed
did
it,
clear
Karinga.
Carter. So now
Yeah, I
he's
was
in
about to
fourth.
mention that Karinga did get around Carter for fourth. If he could get around Spring, he might have a shot at the win. Because Karinga is probably the fastest car. Definitely has most laps left.
Oh, here comes Ford. He's looking at the inside of Bubble. A little bit of contact there in 3 and 4, but Bubble keeps the lead. And you know, the longer these cars stay out and the longer they fight, that's actually helping Kimmy. As long as there's no caution that hurts Kimmy once again like there was last time. And if we see green flag pit stops, Kimmy's going to come out ahead of these guys by quite a lot with this big undercut strategy.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. As Karinga's in the wall, Carter's gonna pass him again.
Oh, Carter's sliding.
Oh, Carter goes, oh my goodness.
And now he's
What
going to the
happened
pits.
there?
Carter's going to bail and go to the
he's-
pits.
All right, so we have our next car coming in the pits.
And so is
Carter.
Aiden.
So we're getting our pit stops here.
Yeah, and look, there goes Kimmy. Kimmy's already by. Or sorry, I think he's unlapping himself from these guys. Back up front, Ford has made the move on Bubble, and Spring has gotten back by. So Bubble from first to third, and Ford is back out front. Here's the battle off of pit lane between Carter and Kimmy. This is what we're watching right here, because this undercut could be beneficial as Carter's out in front.
Oh. What happened? I don't even know what happened to Kimmy then. If Carter got out in front, that's not good for his strategy.
Definitely not. So Carter covers off Kimmy, and now I think if this undercut strategy works, Carter was pretty close to the leaders. That could be beneficial for Carter.
Oh, Spring's in the wall. Karinga runs into him because of that.
Yep. Aiden behind is now 2 laps down, but he's on much fresher tires. He's going to try to pass these guys and just go 1 lap down.
He's probably going to try to get you. He's going to push Karinga.
He's looking at the outside. Karinga takes it away from him, but now
Karinga's
Karinga's
in the wall. Aiden's around him. Down to 1.
Aiden had to
There you
enter on
have
the
it.
bottom,
Aiden
but
is clear.
it didn't matter because of the fresh tires. So Aiden gets the spot. Look how much deeper he can send it into the corner and make it stick with
That's
the fresh
incredible.
tires.
Yeah, it's insane. I think Kimmy's undercuts worked out. Carter's actually a little slow.
It's a little surprising here because Carter should be on fresher tires than Kimmy, so I think it's just Kimmy just making up for it with raw pace.
Oh, 3 wide. Spring, Bubble, and Aiden right there. 3 wide on the racetrack.
Aiden trying to get his laps back.
3 wide again.
Here comes Karinga. To the inside of Bubble. He's going to use the apron once again, but Bubble with momentum on the top.
I think, yeah, Karinga was still there, but Bubble chops him off. Rightfully so, because Karinga's done that all race.
So Bubble takes that spot. We're just 30 laps to go. Pit stop's coming up soon. And we're going to go on board with Bubble in number 48 car for Plato's Perfect Pitch, brought to you by Plato's Apex Network. As we come back to you now off of the gyro cam with Bubble the Wonder Boy here in the number 48 car. And we saw the battle further up front. Ford has checked out.
Yeah, Ford's been able to pull away while everyone else has been battling each other. And speaking of, Karinga is still on the rear bumper of Bubble into 3 and 4. Karinga's going to get the later apex. Won't get the run off the corner, though. Has been the theme of the race so far. He won an earlier apex in the corners.
Yep. Now we know these drivers cannot make it to the end unless somehow they'd be saving tires to go. I mean, what was it, 65 laps? I don't think it's possible. So Carter and Kimmy have just passed by Brian in the 5 car. Kimmy's staying with Carter, and they're both pulling away from Ford.
Yeah, so that's going to be very critical to see if they can go out in front of Ford and maybe hold on for those last 15 laps, I would expect, of the run, because Ford will probably pit with like probably 5 to 6 laps, I would guess.
Yeah,
That's the assumption, though.
My predictor here has them coming in with 10 laps to go. If someone could save 10 laps of tires and not blow a tire, I would be shocked. But we will certainly see.
Yeah, so looks like we're going to end up having the undercut probably winning if they end up pitting around then. So we'll see how this goes.
Karinga gets by Bubble, but Bubble stuffs it back up the
No,
inside.
Bubble
And he
just
walls him!
I don't know what he's doing. I know Karinga's been not the cleanest driver all day, but Bubble, you just can't do that. You really can't. You're just going to make Karinga even more aggressive.
Yeah, well, that's Bubble. Bubble will probably think it's justice being served on his part. Bubble the vigilante here tonight.
That is correct.
Bubble looking to the inside of Spring. This is, I believe this is for second place. Yeah, Spring and Bubble fighting for second place here. There's 17 laps to go. Ford has been able to pull away with all of these guys fighting back and forth, and Karinga being caught up. But are these guys on the right strategy, or will Carter and Kimi come out in front? As actually Carter has been able to gap Kimi just a little bit now. They're both coming up to go around the lap car of Prime.
Which they will gladly pass Prime. Prime not being in trouble to these guys' races.
Yep, Prime is
This Carter gets around swimmingly.
and Prime has had a struggle of a race tonight, but he's been one of the cleanest, I think.
Yeah, he's been probably the cleanest car all day. And that's what you want to be if you're one of those guys that just don't have the pace compared to everyone else. So,
Yeah, and we know Prime is plenty fast as a driver. He's showed his skills multiple times on the IndyCar side of things, and also over here. But just something about this racetrack not clicking with that number 1 team, so they are out there just to make laps at this point and pick off some positions. Oh, he hits the wall, goes into Kimi, but they keep it straight.
yeah, he backed out though. That's good clean. That's pretty clean to just back out there. He knew that he hit the wall and clipped into Kimi there.
All right, it's about to come down to it as Ford crosses the line. 12 laps remaining in this race. Aiden, the 6th car behind him, is 2 laps down, but on fresher tires, he already made a pit stop. The question will be, do these other cars have to pit? And if so, what lap? Because we expect them to be able to pit, or have to pit, right around the next 2 laps or so.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like the grip is absolutely gone in these tires. So if they don't pit, well, at least one of them's going to get a flat tire. Maybe a late yellow will come out.
You know, that might be what they're banking on. Even if they can't make it, someone might not make it and have a flat tire, and then they will get a caution in the pit stop.
I think Bubble's looking to pit here, and Bubble's going to be the first one to come into pit road. And
he comes back
he's
up.
not. What is he? What? And
I have no idea what just happened.
I think he's just trying to get at Karinga there.
And now Spring throttles up in front of Karinga, hits the wall, but Karinga does a beautiful crossover move. The cleanest move I've seen all night, honestly. No contact. Karinga makes the move on
Brian
Spring.
in the pits.
I think Brian was towards the back of the pack, but still pretty vital, as actually Aiden has gotten past Spring, so Aiden is now only 1 lap down instead of 2. That shows you the tire advantage and also the cliff these drivers have fallen off of.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. I mean, look at this. Carter and Kimi are like pulled away from Ford.
Yeah, they have,
Like, unless Ford can make it to the end, I don't know if this is going to work.
we're going to see. Brian comes out behind Kimi.
Bubble's saying they're going to blow in the chat.
Yep.
The tires are going to go down.
There we go. The driver screaming over the radio. His blow sounds like a blow because he's screaming so loud in the car. A big worry for the driver of the number 48 machine. He thinks they cannot make it to the end. There's just 5 laps to go. Can these cars make it around?
It's going to be close. Keep your eye on the 48 and the 66. They're still battling for second. So with that in mind, if Ford gets a flat tire, he has to pit. That's his race, pretty much.
Yep,
You're banking on the fact he'll get a flat tire.
Spring
And
has a
there's
flat.
Bubbles
Spring
flat
is
tire.
Spring
Bubble
has a flat.
tire.
Bubble has a flat.
He's
Oh, he
on the
flips
wall.
over.
He's
Bubbles on
down.
his side. Caution's out.
And there it is.
He blew a tire right in front of Karinga, and there was huge contact. And I think that's what Ford was banking on. The other drivers blew a tire. Caution comes out, and Ford might be saved. Caution with just 3 to go. That might be the race. Kimi and Carter will go around to get their to get their laps back. Same with Brian and Aiden. But Ford will be the leader, and I don't think there's going to be enough time to do a restart. I think Ford is going to win the race.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Man, it was so close on the strategy. I mean, Carter and Kimmy almost caught back up just on raw pace from new tires. I think they're going to end up finishing 5th and 6th respectively. That's it. That's the final lap. It really just gets thrown away at the end for Bubble, who was running 2nd before this, but he blows a tire up on his side. Big contact with Karinga. He has to use a reset. But, yeah, Ford and Karinga. And how about Prime? Oh my goodness, is he really gonna finish 3rd?
Prime 3rd. Oh my goodness, this is
As we
incredible.
come around, we're gonna see the checkered and the yellow, as Ford will win here at Bristol and the Scott's Turf Builder 300. And
Hold on a
wow.
second, they haven't hit lap 300 yet.
Did the laps just get changed? Because that was the end.
Oh, we're gonna have an overtime. I think that's the rule. We're gonna have overtime. Yep, pits are open. We're gonna have overtime.
Oh, jeez.
Bro thought it was over. Overtime, 1 attempt if caution, race over.
Well, pits are open. Ford comes into the pits. And I can't believe this. I can't believe this. I thought Ford had won.
Cheese on,
I mean,
go cheese.
We took the white flag under the yellow. That had to be the end of the race. Oh, jeez. That's
It would be so funny if Prime won this race, bro.
all
I'm telling
kinds
you.
of controversy here at the end of Bristol. I didn't
We got
see
2
it.
cars staying out. Oh my god.
I
this
went
is
into
gonna be a
free cam
disaster.
to call the finish as he crossed the line with yellow checkered because it was under the white flag. I did not see the flags change. Brian in the 5 car inherits the lead. Spring is in 2nd. The 2 cars who have had the championship struggle tonight have a chance to win.
This is gonna go crazy. I think Bubble's not gonna go around in time, and he's gonna try to go around. It's gonna be close.
I'm sure he'll add laps to this. Yeah, you see him adding laps. Right
He
now.
added a lap,
So
yeah.
he knew he wasn't gonna get there. So I expect to see green this time, and
Watch
we'll
the chaos
certainly see.
unfold. Watch the chaos unfold. Who's gonna be the one car that doesn't get wrecked?
There it is, green this time. This is their one attempt at an overtime finish. It's Brian at the 5 car will lead them to the green flag and a very dramatic finish. Here we go then, overtime. Brian leads them off. Green flag is out. Just 2 laps to go at Bristol.
Brian got the jump. Spring trying to cut off Ford. He does. Spring
comes
has a
Spring.
run to the inside for the lead.
Side by side, Spring on the inside, going into turn 3. Spring takes the lead away, but here comes Ford on fresh tires.
Here comes Ford.
Final lap
White
here at
flag
Bristol.
in the air. Can Spring hold on for 2 more corners? Karinga makes it 3 wide. Ford's not going to be happy about that.
Oh, there's contact.
Oh, they're wrecking.
Aiden gets put on the wall. Here comes Carter, but up front, Spring
And
wins.
just like that, Spring has won here at Bristol. And Ford gets absolutely cheesed with that call, and he's not going to be happy.
Definitely
Yep, there
not.
it is.
I
There's,
think
there's
he's-
the message.
I think he's already left.
Yeah,
but,
he left the game, and he goes to the chat and says, just got robbed.
But amazing for Spring, but this one, as a fan of the sport, I think this one leaves a bad taste in your mouth. And Spring looking to burn it down after securing the last second victory at Bristol. I don't think he really led many laps until that last stint where he was in with it with Bubble and Karinga and Ford. But we are going to have to get some interviews here as Spring is your winner tonight for the Scott's Turf Builder 300. Spring continues to celebrate here on the front stretch at Bristol Motor Speedway, and we are going to await some drivers to join over here and see if we can't get an interview with some drivers. We will start off with the winner, I believe, here. And there he is, driver for the number 37 Pennzoil machine. Spring, you got it done. Tell me about that whole last restart.
I thought they were gonna send it behind and I was just gonna have to keep it down. But I think I got a bump, and that got me around Brian. That whole race was really, the clean air mattered a lot. If you were side by side, you just lose so much time to the person in front of you. So it was worth it just losing a position or two just to keep that gap. And then last restart for caution. I don't know what happened with Bubble there. Yeah, I don't know. Good race, definitely.
Absolutely. So, a crazy restart at the end, but the stint before that, you were actually putting together a masterclass of a stint, fighting with Bubble and Karinga and Ford for a while there. Tell me about how you had a mid-race turnaround with so much struggles in the first half, but then when it came to that final pivotal stint, you were in it with a chance to win.
I honestly have no idea how I got up there, but like I said before, if you're side by side, you just lose time. So I was just really trying not to battle with anyone or like stay side by side too long, because that's how you keep that gap with the leaders.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on the victory tonight, Spring, and this should help you quite a bit in that championship. You will close the gap to Karinga.
Yeah, I think he might keep it. I don't know where he finished, but
I think he still finished decently, but I think he might keep
It-
the lead, but you definitely closed the gap.
yeah. I went from just thinking I was going to be a back marker that whole race to engine in front.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on the victory, and good luck
Thank you.
for next weekend. And that was the driver
Nashville.
number 37 car. Won the race. Very impressive. We're going to see if we can't talk to another driver who was involved with some last lap craziness. Carter, the number 36. Oh, man. You had a crazy night tonight. Up and down in the Hornet's Nest, fighting top 5, fighting top 3. And then it came down to a 2-lap shootout. Walk me through what was going through in your head when you saw we were doing an overtime and how that last restart played out.
That was crazy, man. I'm not gonna lie. I restarted 7th. I was all the way back there after that caution came out. I had to actually take the wave around. And on that restart there, I got past Prime and Aiden. And then we entered into turn 3, and they were just, Kringa came up off the bottom, wrecked into Ford and Lewis, and I just stole it there. 3 for 1 in one corner, 4 wide, I believe. And I just took that P2 spot, and I'm really happy to get this win. And Spring raced me clean the whole race, so I'm really happy for him. 37 and 36, 1 and 2. So, good job to him. That was a fun race. I mean, I really thought it was going to be almost last place finish after that caution came out, but I felt pretty happy with how it came to the field there at the end. And I did give a little bumper to Aiden, but, it's Bristol.
Yeah, I mean, it was bumping in all night long. And I ought to have one more question for you. That last green flag pit stop with, I think you saw Kimi come in. You were the only one to try to cover it off. I think it was the right strategy. Tell me about how your team came up with that early pit stop for the last stop.
Well, actually, I came to realize Aiden would have won that race anyways, because he actually pit with me and was ahead. And I didn't realize this until we were under pacing and he mentioned something. So, anyways, it would always ended up with the second place finish without the caution. Actually, Kringa might have won, RNG based with the way the tire blows out, but yeah, that was pretty crazy.
Alrighty, well, congratulations on your second place finish. And yeah, good luck for next weekend.
Yep.
Alright, so Carter, at number 36 machine, comes away with a second Spring, your winner tonight. A crazy end to a crazy race with overtime. And I wasn't exactly clear on the rules at that time, but I think it is in the rule book for an overtime. But yeah, Spring wins. Fearless, what'd you think of that race?
It was a race. We
Good.
had Kariga happen, and then we had other drivers happen, and then overtime, and then everyone wrecked.
Yeah, we'll see.
And surprisingly, there wasn't a incident where caution was called. Very
Yeah.
lucky that didn't happen.
Yeah. I'd be interested to see if there's any kind of post-race penalties. Maybe Bubble penalizes Pubble after seeing what he was doing in that race. But yeah, we will certainly see, because it was wild. So I think that's just about gonna do it for us here tonight from Bristol. Spring comes away with a win here at the Last Great Coliseum. He's going to close the gap in the championship to Kringa. One last reminder, this is how they entered the race. Check back next week and see how the points lie after this race. So very, very crazy race today. Spring gets the win. Carter finishes second. And yeah, tune in next time on Plato's Apex Network here on Bubble the Wonder Boys channel. And we will have the next race. That'll be round 5 of the Bubbles Cup Championship, as these drivers compete for a trophy. So same time, Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern, and we will see you next time. See you.